Welcome to the service clinic at Low Country Harley-Davidson. I'm Doc Harley. This is the final chapter in our three-part series on cams. On the first video we talked about cams and what is a cam. In the second video we talked about the torque cam versus the power cam and what's the proper cam for your bike and what you want to ride. And this part is about the cost difference. Now, I don't want you to get hung up on how much everything is, each individual part and what it all adds up to. What I want you to learn today is what is involved, what parts and pieces are involved to install a torque bolt-in cam versus a high-performance power cam that has the power in the mid to upper range. All right, today I've chosen two cams from Harley-Davidson's list. I've chosen the 255 torque cam, which is a bolt-in cam, and I've chosen the Harley-Davidson 259E cam, which is their power cam that gives you power in the mid to upper range. All right. Cams, they're about the same price. The 255 and the 259E are both about $330. All right. Both cams are going to need the Screamin Eagle cam bearing kit. It's a high performance bearing for these better cams, and that costs about $20. Both cams are going to need the spacer kit. That's for correct alignment of the cams, and that's about $10. And both are going to need the retention kit that has the necessary bolts and washers during assembly, and that's about $6. Now, both cams are going to need the cam service kit. That's just about under $100. This kit has all the necessary O-rings, seals, and clips that will hold everything together and seal the cam department. Now, the next big ticket item is the Screamin Eagle adjustable push rods. All right, both cams use these, and these adjustable push rods come with their own covers because they're specially made so you can get to the adjusting part of the push rods in installation and adjustment. Now, here's the interesting fact. I chose the 255 cam because Harley-Davidson considers this a bolt-in cam. And they believe that they have built enough clearances in their stock valve springs and their stock hydraulics and the clearances in the valve to piston clearance in the motor that the 255 cam will survive and work well in a stock motor. So Harley-Davidson, in their instructions, allows a technician to take the stock push rods and cut them out, all right, and then install the adjustables. This saves you in labor because you don't have to disassemble the top end to remove the solid push rods, and it also saves you a cost about $110 from all the gaskets and seals you're going to need to take off the rocker boxes to install the new. So you've just saved yourself some time in labor and in cost in parts to install the bolt-in cam that will work with the stock springs and the stock hydraulics. So in essence, you're on the road faster and you have the more torque and you've saved in cost. Now let's talk about the 259E because we've been together up to this point. The 259E cam you chose because you wanted more, and it will deliver more. It'll deliver more power than the stock cam and the 255 cam. It'll give more power in the mid to upper range. Now, to have admission to this e-ticket ride, you have to give a little bit more in cost and labor and parts because we want this motor to be as reliable as the stock motorcycle. So, to make it more reliable, as we talked with the 255 cam, the stock springs can't hold up with the higher lift and the more performance. So we have to remove the Harley-Davidson heads, take the stock springs out, and install the Harley-Davidson Screamin Eagle Performance springs. This controls and keeps everything durable. All right, so we're taking the heads off, replacing these springs with the Harley-Davidson springs. Also, the stock hydraulics really can't hold up to the 259E cam because of the higher lift, more pressure from the cam lift, and more pressure from the performance springs. So we're going to install the Harley-Davidson Screamin Eagle hydraulics, a lot beefier and a lot more durable for the performance that we're putting into it. Now, the springs are about $150. The hydraulics are about $250. So we've added that extra cost, not because we're scared, it's because we want the durability so you can have fun with this beast all day long, having fun in the power range. Now, I talked about how we had to disassemble this head. So you had to add the added cost of the top-end gasket kit. You had to remove the heads, had to remove the cylinders so you could put the new base O-rings and the new head gaskets and seal, and then put everything back together. So you already see that it cost more in labor because you had to disassemble the motor to put the performance items in so you can enjoy more fun. Now, if I had the heads off and I was going to replace all this, I would personally, at this time, kind of take the next step up and go to stage 3 and add the high compression pistons, but that's me, and we're talking about just replacing cams at this time. So you can see that it costs extra labor and extra parts to put the 259E, but you knew it was going to cost more because you wanted more. And so now you have just as reliable motorcycle as the bolt-in cam of the 255, and you're having maybe a little bit more fun up in the mid to upper power range. This concludes our 3-part series on cams, and I hope it gave you the information that you needed to choose the correct cam for your type of motorcycle, for your type of riding, and for your budget. As always, we have the tips and the extra information for you so you can make the wise choice. I'm Doc Harley at Low Country Harley-Davidson.